Assalamu alaikum, Hassan Turmus Al Mahdi Schools. We will start by part 2 of our lesson numerical warm up. Objectives: compare real numbers, bound a real number, materials, draft papers, pens, calculator, textbook, and copybook. We will start by comparing two real numbers. Difference method. To compare two real numbers, we subtract them to find the difference. A and B are two real numbers. If A minus B equals to 0, then A equals to B. If A minus B greater than 0, then A greater than B. If A minus B less than 0, then A less than B. Example 1. We have two numbers A and B and we want to compare. We subtract these two numbers and we get a negative number here. Then the difference less than 0 and A less than B, and then the first number less than the second number. Application 1. Stop the video and try by yourself. Solution. We subtract these two numbers and we get this number here. But x greater than y, so the numerator is positive, and y greater than 0, so the denominator is positive. So the final answer is positive, then the difference is positive, and A greater than B, hence the first number greater than the second number. Now we will start by ratio method. A and B are two numbers where B is greater than 0. If A over B equals to 1, then A equals to B. If A over B greater than 1, then A greater than B. If A over B less than 1, then A less than B. Notice here, we compare the result of the division between A and B with 1, while in difference method, we compare the result with 0. Now, let's start by example 2. Compare 3 over 2 and 7 over 5. We check first 7 over 5 using the ratio method. 7 over 5 is greater than 0. Because it is B, and then we divide 3 over 2 over 7 over 5 equals to 15 over 14, which is greater than 1. Since the answer is greater than 1, then the numerator, which is 3 over 2, is greater than the denominator, which is 7 over 5. Application 2. Stop the video and try by yourself. And this is the solution using ratio method. First we check 5 over 2x greater than 0 because x is greater than 0, and then we divide 3 over x by 5 over 2x to get 6 over 5, which is greater than 1. Because the result is greater than 1, then the numerator, which is 3 over x, greater than the denominator, which is 5 over 2x. Properties. We have three real numbers a, b, c. We have a less than b. If we add c for both sides, then the order does not change. If we subtract c from both sides, then the order does not change. If we multiply c for both sides, then the order does not change if c is positive, but it changes if c is negative. A less than b, and if we divide by a positive number, the order does not change, but if we divide by a negative number, the order here will change. A less than b, and if we square both sides, then the order remains the same if these numbers are positive, and reversed if these numbers are negative. If a less than b and make square roots for both sides, then the order remains the same. If a less than b, then we make a reciprocal here, the order will be reversed. Remark, the properties will remain valid if we replace the symbol less than by greater than, or less than or equal, or greater than or equal. Squaring method. We square the two numbers should be compared. If these numbers containing a radical, we square these two numbers, we get 45 and 50, and 45 less than 50, therefore 3 radical 5 less than 5 radical 2. But if these two numbers are negative, also we square these two numbers, we get 45 and 28, 45 greater than 28, but in last step, we reverse the order since the initial numbers are negative. Applications 3. Stop the video and try. Okay, the first part same as previous example here, and the second part we square both numbers and we get two numbers after simplification. But since 30 greater than 29, so 30 plus 4 radical 7 greater than 29 plus 4 radical 7, then we get that this number greater than this number. Now, comparing a positive non-zero real number with its square and its square root and its reciprocal. First case, if we have a number greater than 1, then a square greater than a and radical a less than a. Also, radical a should be greater than 1 since a greater than 1. And 1 over a should be less than 1 since a greater than 1. But here in second case, if the number between 0 and 1, then a square less than a and radical a greater than a. And since a between 0 and 1, radical a should be between 0 and 1, and 1 over a should be greater than 1. Here, example 5. 3 greater than 1, so 3 square, greater than 3, greater than radical 3, greater than 1, greater than 1 over 3. But 0.5 between 0 and 1, 0.5 square, less than 0.5, less than radical 0.5, less than 1, less than 1 over 0.5. These two rules should be memorized. Application 4. Stop the video and try. Okay, radical 2 plus 1 greater than 1. So radical 2 plus 1 square greater than radical 2 plus 1 according to previous examples. Pi minus 3 between 0 and 1. So pi minus 3 squared should be less than 1 over pi minus 3. Notice pi equals to 3.14 approximately. Framing or bounding. Framing or bounding a real number x is to find two numbers a and b such that x between a and b in each of the following four cases. Pi, for example, between 3.1 and 3.15. So this is the bounding of pi. Radical 2 is between 1 and 2. So this is the bounding or framing of radical 2. Operations. The first one is the sum. We have two numbers, and if you want to find x plus y between which two numbers, we add a to c, the lower bounds, and b to d, the upper bounds, like this. Example, we have x and y here. Frame x plus y. To find x plus y, we add 2 plus 9 and 6 plus 11 in this way, and to find x plus y. Application 5. Try by yourself and stop the video. Okay, first of all, we find 2x. We multiply x by 2 and we multiply the boundaries by 2. Also, we find similarly 3y. Step 3, we add the boundaries of 2x plus the boundaries of 3y to get the framing of 2x plus 3y. More details in textbook. Second operation is difference. We have two numbers x and y. We want to frame x minus y. First, we find minus y. So we multiply the boundaries of y to get minus y. Then we add x plus minus y. Notice that x minus y similar to x plus minus y. Example, we have two numbers x and y. Frame x minus y. To frame x minus y, we find first step, which is minus y. So minus y we multiply by minus and we reverse the positions of the boundaries. Then we find x plus minus y, so x plus minus y similarly to x minus y between minus 9 and minus 3. To find x minus y, so we add the boundaries of minus y and the boundaries of x. Add more details in your textbook. Application 6. Stop the video and start. So first of all, we find minus 2y and reverse the boundaries. Then we find x minus 2y. Finally, we get the answer. The third operation is the product. We have two numbers x and y and we want to find the bounding of xy or the framing of xy. So first of all, we check if the boundaries of x and the boundaries of y are positive. When they are positive, so we go to step 2 and multiply the lower by the lower bound and upper by the upper bound to find the framing of xy. More details again in your textbook. Application 7. Stop the video and be careful for the boundaries. Okay, in the solution, first of all we check the boundaries and we find that the boundaries of x are negative. So first of all, we frame minus x to get positive boundaries. Then after we frame minus x, we bound or frame minus xy to get this framing, and then we multiply x minus xy by minus to get the framing of xy. Last operation, quotient. Also, we want to frame x over y. We should frame first 1 over y and then multiply it by x. So we have x and y, frame x over y. First of all, we found 1 over y, then check 1 over y, the boundaries are positive. We check here since we want to multiply 1 over y by x. So the boundaries should be positive. Then we multiply it by x to find the framing of x over y here. More details in textbook. Application 8. Stop the video and try. Okay, the solution. We frame y minus 1, then 1 over y minus 1, reciprocal, reverse the positions, then check if the boundaries are positive, then frame what we need, x over y minus 1. This is your assignment and summary of the first part of our lesson here, and this is a summary of the part 2, and we have 3 objectives next. And thank you. Wassalamu alaikum.